What's up, you guys? Welcome to a random one-shot because the people who matter most to us are either at Gen Con or dead.
Most of them are dead.
Most of them are, in fact, dead. This stream is sponsored by Ghostfire Gaming. I wrote this 12 seconds ago, so it's not technically like I'm reading from a script. Their Kickstarter project is Grim Hollow, a very, very grim world. Paul, why do you do that every time?
I try not to.
All right. It's a supplement that made me cry just reading about it because it's so tragic and it's beautifully well crafted. They pull a lot of real world inspirations, a lot of false ones. They give you mechanics for like how to become a lich, how to become a vampire. It's really cool stuff. It's going to go live on the 5th, so this Monday, along with my sponsored video that I'm actually super proud of. Yes, Colton does exist today. Hello, Colton.
Hello.
Hope you guys can hear us all right. If not, let us know. And I think we can just... Oh, yeah, there's going to be a giveaway. We're going to do a break, probably right before the boss fight at the end. And we have a little question prompt for you that you guys are going to answer in the chat. Super chat won't influence it at all. It's just we're going to vote on which one we think is the funniest, just like Quiplash from Jackbox Gaming.
Yeah, still need to play that at some point.
Yeah, we really do. And when we come back from the break, we'll have voted on a winner. I'll be the tiebreaker if it does come to that. And my email's public, so whoever wins, just send it to me. If it's not you and I get flooded with emails, I'm going to be really upset and I'm going to start throwing punches. Without further ado, I think we're ready to get into the story. Am I wrong? All right. Tyler, could you describe your character for us?
So my character is a human. Well, at least
Why
looks
would you
like
say
it.
that?
I don't know.
People are going to leave.
There is now a cat on the table. With very pale skin and like completely white hair.
We don't have music.
We do not have music.
That's what's strange. Colton, can you do that by chance?
I can take a shot at it.
All right.
Turn the bows on.
It should be on.
It has a yellow light on.
Yeah, it's just waiting to be paired, I think.
The
So
bows
continue.
sound touch.
She's not wearing any armor, but is wearing like a hood, and she's currently running through the streets of the city.
Okay.
Though compared to most fantasy settings, this is not fantasy.
Yeah, I'll go with the city, but
Yeah.
so very basic garb, pale skin, human,
Yeah.
hair color, eyes, things like that. What's
Pure white hair. Eyes are kind of a steel gray.
Beautiful. Okay. And what is your skill set? Just so that everyone knows.
She is a rogue sorcerer.
That's awesome. We are playing at level 5 today,
Yes.
so
So-
subclassing actually makes
Do you
sense.
have a
Yep.
preference for current theme?
Just kind of lead in, something calm. Maybe droning is fine. I'm not really good at musical moods, so take your mental pick. Actually, I do have one, because
I don't know. I just hit peaceful.
our only hero in the spotlight right now is racing through the streets of a futuristic city.
Oh, that completely
Yes,
changed.
it does. We'll come back to that music in just a moment. I ate a tiger, the combat theme. All right. Thanks, Witcher, for making weird. I don't know what Aborigine. That's probably racist. You are running through these streets.
Yes.
The gutters pass, sirens, alarms blaring, soldiers' feet stomping behind you. You know what you've done, and that's more than enough reason to be running. As you're running through this alleyway, you see the backs of businesses, some of them restaurants, all shut iron doors. One of them swings open, and instead of a dim light or someone exiting with a disgusting garbage can, water begins to pour out. It floods the streets and this sewer, pushing past your feet. And it feels as though it's beckoning you forward.
Quickly look around, probably dodge like a bullet because there's actually guns here.
People are running around the corners.
And just fuck it and just run straight
right.
at the water.
You dive into this corridor, and suddenly the door behind you shuts. you look around, realizing that maybe breathing's going to be difficult here. You turn and you see, just as the door shuts behind you, it fades, almost to ash getting mixed in with the water. And you see the infinite oceanic abyss beyond you. As you continue to hold your breath, finally you give out and you inhale. To your surprise, it feels like air, thick, soupy air. You look in the other direction, the corridor that you entered, and you see what looks like a stony entrance to a cave network. And you hear... Oh, he fell.
He crawled himself
Yeah,
into the...
we put a harness on the cat to make him calm down. So he's got a little donut vest with a hood on it, and he's just flopping around.
He's just staring at me too.
It works. You hear a voice, either in your head or echoing through the water. You can't quite tell. And it says, "You are new. Welcome. To meet me, find what others have lost." And as you hear this voice, it almost begins to echo further, as if it's leading you down this corridor.
Where the hell did I go this time? Shit, okay, alright. Go down. Follow.
All right. As you go down this natural cave network, at first you're thinking like, oh, this is some strange portal to an oceanic world. It shifts, and as you go further and further, you see what look like splinters of wood, iron bars, toys littering the floor. Things begin to line the wall, and it feels as though instead of somewhere deep beneath the ocean, this is the home of a very clumsy hoarder. And you swim, avoiding all these jagged objects. You enter a chamber. Standing in this chamber are two people who have a very dazed look on their face. If you guys can go ahead and describe your characters.
I guess I'll go first. My character he's a Triton. Stands probably about 6 foot tall. Long, I guess, float. Would it be like, we're in water essentially, right?
Yes.
So it'd be like long black hair that's kind of flowing all around. He has on a faded set of studded leather, and then on his side, appearing unopened, are 3 little bottles with liquids inside of them.
Awesome.
You also see Triton with long green hair that's tied into a ponytail behind him, wearing like normal clothes, and then that's all he has on him.
Okay. And you see two people who have the markings of an aquatic creature. You can see gills down their neck, and they're floating kind of angelically. They look over to you. Can I quickly get your guys' skill set too, for the stream's sake?
Blood Hunter,
Okay.
Mutant, level 5.
Awesome.
No,
Eldridge Knight Fighter, level 5.
All right, cool. You see these two figures look at you, and almost as though you've awakened them from a distant trance, they seem like real people.
Who are you? Where are we?
I cannot answer that second question, because I don't freaking know. I'm a person. Who
Hi.
are you, first off? Both of you. What are you?
have you never seen a Triton before?
No, those. It's very rare to see many other races where I'm from.
I guess the proper question would be, where are you from, and where are we exactly? I was
Again, I cannot answer that. I
doing something.
jumped into a water portal. Ask
Okay.
me that.
You don't appear to be a water breather.
No, I don't know how I'm breathing.
Why would you jump into a water portal?
Because it was safer in the portal than out there.
I know what'll help. I snap my fingers, and then a little crab shows up on my shoulder.
That's awesome. Really quick, just to add to the environment, This place is also littered with what looks like toys, empty plastic bottles, a lot of litter, but also a lot of trinkets, baubles, and valuables. Aside from the corridor she entered, there are two going in either directions.
Just letting you know for future reference, with my crab, I have 30 feet of blind sight.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's really cool. Okay, I like that.
And one other little thing that I didn't mention in the description, when she gets kind of near like shadows, that the thing that the area of her that's like near it actually kind of like warps a little bit, almost incorporeally, like almost like it wants to be absorbed into it.
That's really cool.
Okay.
Just kind of.
And then
So
Well, this obviously isn't my home. I don't think it's yours either.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember my name. I remember his name though. It's Crackle.
okay, I'll call you Crackle 1 and then Crackle 2.
Crackle too.
Alright, well,
I like how he's crackled too.
Yeah.
I don't know where this one's memory is gone. I don't know where mine's gone either. But I do remember my name is Darren. So,
Darren. Okay. Well, you can call me Shade.
Shade, Crackle 2, Darren. Fantastic.
Okay.
So how do we get out of here then? I'll look around. See if there's any direction to go in.
There are 3 corridors at random locations on the room, one going up, one going kind of down, and also to the east.
Can you swim?
As your friend here asks, how do we get out of here? You hear the voice echo inside your head, almost more like a memory than a recantation. You hear, find what others have lost.
I don't know. As I said, I just got here.
Crackle 2 is gonna look up and go, let's go up that way.
Yeah, sure. I'll follow you guys. I'll
And-
help you guys out.
All right.
He'll
Why
lead
not?
the way.
You're leading the way?
Yeah.
You enter this chamber. I need you to roll, give me 1 second, a d6.
D6?
Mm-hmm.
6.
Okay. And make a wisdom save for me.
Oh, yay. That's my worst stat.
Maybe you can do leading.
12.
Wow. Okay. You guys dip. Which direction did you go? Down? Up. Okay. You go up, and as if gravity isn't relative to this place, it is still completely filled with water. And as you travel further, the water gets more and more murky. The air is disgusting, and it leaves an almost acidic tinge on your tongues. Broken glass completely makes up the walls of this corridor as you go further. It's broken, splintered objects, and a lot of bottles. Some of them broken, some of them still intact, some holding strange fluids, some not. I need everyone who's traveling through this corridor to make a dex save to avoid the broken
Oh,
glass.
fantastic. How's a 16 look?
Really well.
How does 2 sound?
Not so good.
18.
18. All right. You guys are swimming through this area, and your strange guide, who calls himself Craggle 2, scrapes up on a bit of glass as a water current pushes him slightly to the side. You take 5 piercing damage.
Jeez.
What's your guys' max health?
44.
Okay.
34.
Mine would be 45.
Okay. Could you speak up just a tiny bit? Sorry, I'm not going to be that guy. You guys exit the tunnel. Need you to roll a 1d4. This place is very chaotic, and as you are going through this tunnel full of glass,
All of us are just Craggle 2 here.
just Craggle, because he is leading through this corridor.
1.
A 1. Okay. It's actually pretty good. As you're going through this, you hear strange noises, almost as if shelves full of toys and objects are being shoved and clattering on the ground, just echoing in distant chambers. This is a very, very alien place. You enter a chamber at the end of this area as the broken glass kind of fades away. and the room and the water inside of it smells like rotting vegetation. I need everyone to make a constitution save, as some of those bottles were filled with poison, and now almost retching does not make breathing very easy.
15.
Okay.
10.
Not 20.
I'm so sorry, Paul. You always get the short end, man. You are poisoned for the next minute.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
What does that do? Just
If you go,
It's kind of like
if you
exhaustion.
Go, if
You
you find
have
conditions and then
yeah.
poison down here. You can see what you can mark it and then click and see what it does.
okay. Cool.
Is it Mario 2 where he's just dreaming the whole game? Which one is that?
Is there a Mario game where he's just dreaming?
Yeah,
Mario?
it ends and it's like super not satisfying. I don't remember.
Maybe that was a thing.
All right. You guys enter this room as it smells like rotting garbage, and as you look around, you see floating and packed tightly into the walls warm garbage and, very literally, rotting vegetation into the walls that serves as a strange sort of mulch for surprisingly clean fruits and vegetables that hang on the walls of these chambers. It feels like a room built for someone doing an I Spy challenge. There is weird stuff everywhere. You all feel the urge to search for something that maybe one of you has lost.
Can I roll an investigation check?
Please do.
Okay.
Anyone else who would like to is very much free to do so.
If I have an urge to,
Yes.
then why not?
I'll do the same thing.
What's the
because,
worst
again,
that can
we're-
happen?
You also
15.
have this feeling,
Yeah.
strangely enough. 15?
13.
Okay.
Uh, 2.
The both of you begin to feel somewhat drowsy as searching feels like it goes on forever. You almost frantically begin to look around as if there's something here that you've lost and can no longer find. Oddly enough, something catches your eye. Sticking out of the wall between a couple of bags of open and seeping garbage is a tin can. And it feels like it belongs to you.
All right, I'll go take it.
You grab this metal can and pull it out of the wall. The garbage lurches a little bit, and you shake it. It sounds as though it's filled half with air and half with dried beans. There's a little hook that allows you to open it if you would like.
Why not?
All right. You
I don't even
open
know if I would know what this is.
you open a little tin can, and very strangely, inside is not beans, but the hilt of a glaive. What does this remind you of as you have a vision of who you used to be?
I guess it would shoot me back to me and my family, and probably my father having a bunch of weapons on a rack,
Okay.
and telling me and each of my siblings to pick the one that suits us the best, because we're going to need it for the trade that our family participates in.
That's awesome. And you remember having picked the best one. This is a +1 glaive.
Oh, shit. I'll take it.
As you're all searching drowsily around this room for something that maybe belongs to you, you look up against the wall, and what was your... Oh. Crackle 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
What was your name again? Crackle?
You look up, kind of following the roots and branches of what looks like a tree or roots that seep in and out of this room. And following it, almost terrifyingly, you see the face of an old man made of wood. You see branches kind of reach out over his head as if they were hair. Opens on his face. The other one is closed shut by what looks like a root grown over his own eye. And he looks up and says, "Welcome.
Oh, jeez. What? This is Talking Tree. Talking Tree.
None have visited my chamber in a long time. Why have you found yourself here?"
Honestly, no idea.
Yeah.
That is what many before you have said. You have stumbled upon the chamber of a Lord of Dreams. We are always prisoners, and what once belonged to us now belongs to it. There are other chambers, each holding secrets. Find them and kill it. Please.
What the fuck did I stumble into?
And you see him go limp. And the wood dries in the ocean. It's very...
Honestly, finding this, I'll pull up the glaive. Reminded me of some of why, not how I got here, but who I was before. So maybe it means find all of our memories. If we find those, maybe we can get out.
Well, that's what a voice said to me when I got in here, so...
I thought you
Fine.
said we had no way, you didn't know what to do.
I had no idea how to help you with it other than
Okay.
apparently find what was once lost or something like what someone was once lost, and maybe that's your memories. I don't fucking know.
Well, this reminded me, so.
Well,
It's probably items, although it was in a tin can. I don't even think I should know what tin
So-
is. Maybe it's because I'm here.
how big was this tin can?
The size of a can of beans.
Like this.
So
Look,
you found
I still have it.
you found a cat. No, you found an entire sword inside of it. Okay, magic is weird.
Not just a sword, a glaive.
A glaive.
Yeah, and-
This thing's probably
and-
as tall as I am.
Yeah.
Something that very, very faintly marks each of you as strange is looking at the head of this glaive. There's no way you could have pulled that out of a can.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
You
so
just-
wide, huh?
Don't remember watching it exit.
Oh, I just saw the hilt, grabbed it, and it was in my hand?
Yes.
Oh, alright. I totally pulled it out.
out.
You hear a shift and a clatter as this old creature dies and its roots begin to go limp in the floating water. 3 chambers, or 3 corridors open, most of them going upward. 2 of them.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're good.
Can I get like a club or some type of weapon off of this guy, like a branch?
You want to
What-
take one of his limbs?
Yeah, you do see one of these faint and brittle limbs. It's kind of hanging and floating in the air. If you want to try and grab it, make a strength check.
Okay, cool. That's a 19 plus 3.
You rip this flailing root off of him. That'll do 1d4 damage, and you don't have proficiency.
Okay,
Ah, resourceful. You'd make a good blood hunter.
thank you.
Is that what you are?
Think so. It's what my tradition is, apparently. Don't know too much about it.
All
I
right.
know how to use this.
I mean, I'm no one to judge, so
You feel as though leading them through that last chamber was a bit exhausting for you.
Oh no, do I take a point of exhaustion?
Not so much to that point, but
Okay.
you're beginning to feel even more drowsy.
Yeah, you guys can do the next leading. That really sucked.
okay, then I'll bleed this time. How about that? Since you guys
Nice.
seem, even though you guys have been here longer than me, I'm assuming. I don't know if your memories are messing you guys up. or
Probably
something.
the being here longer is why we don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So maybe me being right here. I don't know. I'll take. You said that. So there was like 2 up, 1 down.
The one that you came through,
Okay.
2 leading up and 1 leading down.
I'm going to take the one leading down.
You can't fit through there, buddy. Which one?
The one leading down.
All right. Can you make a wisdom save for me? Oh my goodness, he made it through.
Oh boy.
This is my boy in his costume. He's a menace, covered in donuts.
11.
All right. Make a... I'm sorry, roll a d6. Hello.
Not really a roll, but sure. 4.
4. Okay. As you guys, you went down?
Went down.
All right. Oddly enough, as you go down, the water ends. You see what looks like the surface of the water kind of rippling. As you reach through, you feel as though it's air, and you can see the corridor continue and loop upward.
You all see this, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Cool. want to go through
I
it.
don't know. We might be crazy too.
You drop down into the air, the open air. It's a bit refreshing. Feels like you can breathe without having a thick weight in your lungs. And you see a network of strings hanging above this hallway. And it's covered in what looks like broken wood, a bunch of sewing equipment. It's kind of lined through the walls as if these spools are everywhere. And you see a few what look like metal blades on the walls. Most of them are either stuck into the walls, some of them are kind of coming out. Looks like cutlery.
Can I drop the piece of wood and grab a knife?
Yeah, you pull out a knife. Roll percentage.
This is a horrible idea, wasn't it?
Hey. Ow.
43%.
All right. You pull the hilt of a knife out of the wall, and you cut a couple of the strings just on the inside. You look at this blade. It's very rusty, as if it's been here for a long time.
Okay.
Ouch.
But would I have proficiency with this? If it came down to it?
is what he does. He eats. Ow.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Do I have proficiency?
If it's a dagger, yeah, you're a fighter, of course. It's
Okay.
just a dagger. It's a slightly better stick. As you guys continue further through this corridor, you look down, and just moments before you realize, you feel a tug at the bottom of your leg. One of these strings functions as a tripwire. I need everyone in the hallway to make a dexterity saving throw.
Jeez.
Oh boy. All right. 13.
Okay.
10.
Dude. Yeah.
Well, I'm with him. 5.
The network of strings hanging above you, some of them fall loose, and some of them were shorter than you thought. And attached to the other, are you serious doing that again? There are arms to this chair, and there's like half a foot of width, and he's trying to climb onto my leg under the arm. Knives are attached to these strings, and they swing forward, some of them rusty, some small, some larger, some of them look like butcher's knives. Both of you will take some damage. You take 7 slashing damage, as you are not quick enough to dodge these sudden knives. You're hanging in the back of the group a little bit, kind of becoming aware of who you once were, being more familiar, observing this glaive, but not remaining on alert. You duck out of the way as you hear that string get pulled, as you feel the tension, and barely avoid these knives.
Am I still poisoned?
That lasted a minute, so I will say no.
Okay.
Okay, this space is a death trap. All right.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Ow. I have like a knife on my thing. Like, God.
Just gotta
The
move a
death
little
trap of
faster
a
is all.
hoarder.
God.
I'm just in pain on the floor.
Okay.
And you see the ceiling of this chamber of air. There's water above you again.
Okay. Well, before we move on, I really fucking do this. I kind of like point at like a shadowy area.
Okay.
And kind of go like this and pull it, and then form mage armor around me.
Awesome. All right, that's really cool. As you do that, and you guys are you enter again through this water, and this corridor seems a lot longer than the other one as you kind of swerve and fish around it. It gets murky, it gets clear, it's strange. And you hear a faint laughter throughout all of your minds. And you hear a voice say, "Please, take your time." And as you exit this corridor, you enter the room that you met your 2 companions in.
Did we just go in a literal circle?
You look around and it looks as though some of the wall has collapsed. You recognize it by the bits and baubles on the ground and the somewhat natural caves. And you see that the chambers have changed.
Okay.
I
This.
don't think we've gone in a literal circle. I think we have come back to the start.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try.
Why did I go in that? Okay.
What are the options now, chamber-wise?
There are 3. this room is again filled with water. There is one going straight up, the one you entered through, and two side by side on the adjacent wall.
I'll try the one on the right,
Okay.
on the adjacent wall.
You enter through this chamber. Roll a wisdom save for me.
You'd be the only one that can beat
I'm
this.
good at these.
Before
Well,
entering
I think
the
I'm good at wisdom saves because I'm really good at wisdom saves.
I'm waiting
18.
this time.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a d6.
Proficient in them.
Nice.
I'm like 1.
Okay. What were you going to say?
Not going into the chamber yet. I'll yell, "Is it safe?"
So you're leading a bit further ahead of them?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess.
How far back are you guys staying?
following you, so I'm not. I'm
I was like
Right
staying
behind
10
him.
back feet.
Okay,
8
10 feet back.
crackle.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It arcs upward again, and instead of the chamber of air being below you, this is now above you. And you emerge from the water as you would naturally do in any not alien terrain. You see this place is lined with pillows and blankets, like a pillow fort made by a child.
It's like you can take a nap here.
It's a very, very strange place, and it's very soft, very comfortable.
As Crackle enters, he's holding the knife up, terrified of whatever's gonna come out of these soft, nice walls and try to kill him.
As you walk further and further, very cautious of anything around you, you misstep. You stand on a blanket that you thought was on top of perhaps a group of pillows. In fact, it's atop a 30-foot pit.
Of course it is.
Can you make a dex save for me?
Yes, I can.
All right.
And with a 21, I definitely can.
You stand back as you feel this blanket begin to give way. You slide and land on your ass as the blanket just kind of falls and floats very gently, and it lands about 30 feet down. And you see a couple of what look like semi-jagged objects, some round, some not, some with very strange shapes.
See, always be prepared.
Yeah. Always be on alert, at least.
You're going first from now on.
You seem to be able to take it better than us, so.
A couple people
Fair.
want some questions answered. Can we get class, race, and just name for the game?
Okay.
So, Crackle 2.
Well, I'm gonna wait till my character remembers his actual name, but his name is Crackle2 right now, and he has a crab named Crackle. He's a fighter,
Crackle one.
Eldridge Knight, and he's level 5.
And he's a Triton.
We're all level
Yes.
5.
Everyone's
Wow.
level 5, yeah.
That's right.
I am Shade, human, and
Shade of blue. Sorry.
level 2 rogue, level 3 sorcerer.
Okay.
Triton, Darren, and Bloodhunter.
All right. There is now
Indeed
a
he is.
15-foot long pit in front of you. You do feel gravity affecting you, as it normally would.
Of course it is. Can I just walk around it, or is that impossible?
You can try and climb on the loose
Oh,
blankets and
okay.
pillows on the side.
Right, because it's all blankets and pillows.
Mhm.
So
Can I just, very, very carefully
Mhm.
start pulling
What do
pillows
I
and
have?
blankets off the sides?
Roll percentage.
Well,
why do I have access to this spell?
28%.
82.
Hmm?
That's 82.
82%. Sorry, I got
Okay.
the numbers mixed up.
Yeah, you managed to pull a few. I don't even know what. You pull a few of these blankets and pillows off the wall, and you now have a decent little mound.
Okay, and I'm gonna throw it into the pit
Okay.
so that all the like sharp, pokey stuff is like covered.
Okay. It was about 30 feet down, and as you kind of look over into the pit, you do see a bunch of trinkets. Some children's toys, some wooden things, and some very, very randomly assorted items. You throw them down, and the pit is now about 20 feet deep, but it seems safe to jump into.
Okay, and then guys, I think that there's some trinkets down there, and I want to see if we can get some cool stuff too. So, and then I jump
Are
down.
you planning on the? Okay. I think he plans on the pillow protecting himself from the sharp objects.
You jump down?
Just
Woo! It
You-
worked.
You pulled a lot of stuff from the edges of the walls. Give me 1 second.
He's a different book.
All right.
You land at the bottom.
Figured
Are you
he'd
gonna
stab through?
move some stuff aside, try and grab some trinkets?
I'll let
Yes.
him do that.
All right.
I'll let him do that.
Yeah, I don't think
roll
I'm
percentage
jump
for
into a
me.
pit right now.
Okay.
Another good question is how is he getting out?
True. We have a lot of blankets. Maybe we can make a rope.
Okay.
Where the hell's
That's
Brooklyn?
one. That's 1%.
What happened? Oh,
1%. It's 001.
My goodness.
That's the first time I've ever rolled that. Wow.
I don't think I've ever rolled that
Really
either.
hard to roll that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of looking through these toys, and the only thing. Why do you want? Okay, looking through these toys, you're like, okay, so we have like a little wooden figurine of something I don't know. Is this a mummified goblin hand? It is. Pull out a little hand. Looks like two of the fingers are pointed down.
Okay.
You comfy, buddy? All right.
I hand it to my little crab and he's gonna hold on to it.
All right.
Just-
He holds it with his bigger claw and waves it in the air as if he's waving at someone. And then he smacks you in the face with it.
Oh, for any people wondering, my crab is a fiend crab that's lawful
Oh my
evil,
goodness, yes he did.
And the only reason he doesn't
Did you
rampage...
unplug your camera?
No.
He
He
knocked it off.
no, he smacked it so that
Yeah.
You knocked it off axis?
yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, we did that last time. If he does that one more time, he's going away for a long, long time in the slammer.
I don't know, that's his room.
Thank you, Trip Aces fellas. Now I can get your name right. Okay. What's happening? I'm sorry. Yeah, describe your boy.
Oh, yes. He's a fiend, lawful evil crab that is really, really actually evil, but only listens to my character, so he can't really do anything that would be evil.
He's like, let me destroy the cosmos. No, you're gonna sit on
Tomorrow.
my shoulder.
Yeah. He smacks your face defiantly with a little twisted goblin hand.
So, you're leading. Where are we going? And how are you get? I look down. How are you
guys?
getting out?
I'm gonna use a spell, if it's possible. I'm gonna see 15 feet away. Okay, so can I jump 5 feet into the air? Is that possible? Like just straight up?
With your strength, I believe that would be effective. Colton, do you know standing jump rules?
Standing jump is your half your strength score, I believe.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's just straight up in here. I just have to
Then I can jump like 8 feet.
go to
Okay.
abilities.
Because it's 16.
Yeah, I'll allow you to jump 5 feet.
And then I'm gonna cast Gust of Wind
Oh,
to
okay.
push me up onto the other side. So I'm the other side of the gap, and they have to get over to me.
Okay. Magic works very strangely in this region, and you effectively do that. You manage to pull yourself all the way up, grab the ledge, make a strength check really quick. Or,
Okay.
sorry, an athletics or acrobatics to pull yourself up.
Okay. Athletics.
Okay.
Uh, 8 total.
All right. You cast this little poof. You fly up another 5 feet. You grab what looks like the edge of a blanket. You pull it down, and the mound begins to slide toward you. You have now created a very comfortable slope that if people were to jump down where you were, you can maybe climb back out, except you are buried 5 feet under it.
So the
Keep track of
the
your breathing,
high
man.
jump, is 3 plus your strength mod.
You see your friend bury himself under a pile of blankets and pillows.
So, funny thing about the Gust of Wind spell,
Mm-hmm.
it's concentration, and lasts up to 1 minute. So would there
Is there
be
just
like
a fan?
It's basically a fan focused on him, yeah.
Yeah, you look down and you see like a just blowing out below these blankets.
You know, his idea wasn't bad. The execution.
Why are you eating a plate
You
of
jump
Yeah.
first, and
piece
then you
of
cast
ass?
a spell.
Yeah,
I can
You begin
cast
to
a spell
worry
too.
that
it's a little bit more.
he may be
You
suffocating.
gonna die down there?
Okay, I'm gonna try to get out.
All right.
And I'm hoping that the Gust of Wind spell will keep it light enough for me to be able
Make
to push it
acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage.
forward. Okay.
How much buried him? Is it like an extreme amount of like pillows?
It's about 5 feet, but he's at the. Oh, come on. All right, cool. Yeah, that's just not cool. I'm gonna scoot over here. Yeah, you're at the base of all this slope, so the more you push aside, the more falls on you. But you manage to kind of shoot it aside and then launch yourself up with the remainder of that wind.
Okay.
The gusts.
You guys feel confident you can jump down and continue forward.
I will do that then.
All right.
If I'm confident in it. I mean,
Okay. You guys jump down.
Sure.
You
too
see,
spooky.
and you all continue through this corridor. Eventually, it dips down into the water yet again. Can you roll a d6 for me?
5.
Okay. Okay. In tune with that room of trinkets, the trinkets continue. As the pillows and blankets sort of fade away, you see more and more toys, trinkets, things that might be valuable to other people, but seem almost as they're of no consequence right now. The two of you follow, and you enter a chamber. This chamber looks like a hoarder's living room, with trinkets, toys, empty bottles, broken bottles, boxes, both labeled and unlabeled, seem shoved into the surroundings. And inside this room are two creatures guarding two other corridors. And one of them begins to speak. This creature looks like a spindly human with an exoskeleton, and its elbows are jutting off of its arms in sort of spines, has a huge, soul-searing eyeball in the center of its face. The other one is floating quietly and has 4 eyeballs that reach around it, and in the center, similar to its cousin, maybe, is a large eye with a mouth. The spindly humanoid speaks up, and it says, "Present to us one statement." And the other one follows suit as if they're continuing the sentence as one. It says, "If what you say is true, we will rend the flesh from your bones." The other creature continues, "If what you say is false, we will rip your heart out and cast you into the abyss." The first speaks once again. "If you speak with insight and pass our test, we will lay waste to ourselves."
Okay.
I'll allow you guys to speak amongst yourself until you formulate a statement.
We have to say one thing, it's either true or false.
But profound, I think is what they were saying.
It's an insight.
Yeah, has insight.
Huh.
Don't really think it has to be that profound. It just has to be something that is neither true or false.
Wow. Okay.
This is an adaptation of a puzzle I've read before. There is essentially one answer I can think of. That is the correct one.
Oh. This
Oh,
is
no.
really difficult. Wow.
Oh man.
So it was. If we tell them a lie, they're gonna kill us.
A truth or a lie, they'll kill us.
Okay. I have.
The large floating eyeball creature speaks up again, and it says, "The condition of your demise is determined by your statement."
I have an idea. I could say my name is Crackle too. Because right now, that's true. Because I don't even know what my name is. That is my name as of right now. But
If it's actually true, though, or if that really is your name, I wouldn't put it past.
no, I'm sure I had parents that loved me. Or
Do you guys want me to repeat the full riddle?
Sure.
yes, please.
Okay. Present to us one statement. If what you say is true, we shall rend the flesh from your bones. If what you say is false, we shall rip your heart out and cast your body into the depths. Choose wisely.
So it needs to be something that's neither true or false. We don't need to say a thing. Right? We just need to present a statement that's both.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we make?
You could say, this statement is false.
I walk up because after hearing that,
It
I'm
can't-
certain that that is the right
It
answer.
can't be true that it's false, but it can't be false that it's true.
And I say, this statement is false.
They look at each other briefly and contemplate this.
Oh no.
Give me a moment.
Logan's like, I need to figure this one out.
If you
Is
would
mine-
like it worded slightly better, I can also say the second statement.
Those
is
are two
true.
statements.
it's-
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. First one was best.
I want to know what happens because this works as is so dumb.
I mean, this statement is false in theory. That can't be true. Because if it's true, then that means that it was a lie. So it can't be a lie or a truth.
It's a paradox, and
Yeah,
I
it's a
literally
paradox.
ripped it from Portal.
Okay.
As you almost feel a psychic disturbance in the room, and you hear a faint scream, maybe coming from them, maybe not. This humanoid creature plunges one of its arms into its eye.
Oh.
The second one turns its 4 dormant eyes at the end of tentacles to itself, and it is barraged by its own destructive energy.
I think we won.
They die.
How did my... Okay, I just... Alright.
Wow, are you a bard?
No. I think I heard it from a bard once, though.
Oh, all right.
Like a bard is the least likely type of person.
One
to know
other
the
answer to that would have been to say, "You shall rip my heart out and cast me into the depths."
Oh.
It's my favorite answer to that one.
Is that because one, those are both
That's what
ways?
happens if your statement is false. Your statement can't be false. It's a self-inclusive paradox.
I see.
Okay.
You literally had to make a paradox.
Yes, because you can say that, but if then that statement but then if that happens, then the false answer becomes
They can't
true.
touch you.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's much different than what we.
Yeah. It's a pretty difficult thing to reach.
Yeah.
And again, as you look around and see all these toys and bits and baubles, something here belongs to someone. Roll investigation. Oof.
Dirty 20.
What
I'm just gonna kind of stand back this time. Just
saying, this is
This is weird.
4.
4.
I'm not gonna roll this
Okay.
time. I'm searching.
The two of you
Kind of stand back and watch.
again feel even drowsier, as though your lack of interest in yourself and your flailing and failed searching, you both take 1 level of exhaustion.
Ooh, boy.
It doesn't quite mean the world to you, but it stands out as if it's like a deja vu. You see an old sock hanging from between a couple of toy soldiers. You're like, that's what we're looking for.
I'll grab it.
You pull this old gross ass sock off the wall, and Crackle 2.
This definitely isn't mine.
What does this sock
I'll
mean
throw
to
it.
you?
I'll throw it to him. I'm like, this definitely isn't mine. I wouldn't wear a sock like this. And I'll throw it at them too.
Okay.
I take a look at it, and it reminds me of some of my friends who are mercenaries that worked on the sailing ships I protected with me.
It
And
reminds you that they never bathed. This chamber is submerged with which both aids and amplifies.
But can I?
Yes,
Okay.
you remember what they called you.
And then looking at this, I'll say, "My name's John." Huh?
Like crackle more. It's more exotic.
John,
John works.
this is your lucky sock. When you put it on, it functions as boots of speed.
All right. Okay.
Feel as though you've succeeded in this chamber. And the 2 hallways that the Guardians were guarding are now only blocked by corpses that have rendered themselves. I'm only looking this way mostly because the mic is there. I'm not.
No, you're good.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
You want to try leading the way again?
not really.
All right.
For some reason, I got really tired just then. I'm
Interesting.
I could
really sure
try,
something's messing with my mind
I
now.
got it.
but I'm also pretty tired.
I got it. Is it just one way out? Or is it 2 ways out?
There are 2 options.
Left or right?
Yep. And the way that you came.
Let's go left.
Roll a wisdom save.
13.
13.
Perhaps that'll do.
All right. You lose a lot of confidence as you're walking through this hallway. You're thinking maybe this is just going to circle us back. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh, self-fulfilling prophecies. 5. I'm sorry. That would actually be a 6.
Okay. Oh, a 6. All right. As if this is a corridor you've been through before, you see broken glass lining the walls.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the broken glass as I'm following him,
Mhm.
can I cast Frostbite to freeze the glass in place so that we don't run into it or it doesn't run into us? I'll have to cast it a couple times probably for it to fully work.
Make a flat wisdom check.
Okay. Natural 20.
You're very aware that maybe freezing glass in floating water isn't really going to make it any less sharp.
Okay, yeah, good point.
You do, however, upon reflection, your attention is drawn to the murky air surrounding these broken bottles. Oh shoot, there was a donation. I didn't see it. Ah!
Well, thank you, donation.
Is it the dude? It's
Yes,
acid
right.
o'clock, Cube SB tripping. Yeah, pretty much. That's this game. But yeah, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Every bit helps. It actually does mean a lot. The thought that counts, from my opinion. So thank you. And yeah, this game's super trippy. But I based it on something in the game that they're gonna find, and hopefully you guys will learn how to run an encounter like this. Everyone who's passing through needs to make a dex save.
With the level of exhaustion, do we take disadvantage?
Yes, you do. No, this is a saving throw. Or
It's on ability checks right now. So
Just
if
ability
they, if they
checks?
have to make like any skill check, then
yeah,
it's a
no,
disadvantage.
dex save.
15.
Okay.
Yeah. Saving throw is.
You're just gonna die from the corridors, man.
I know.
you want one of my dice? You want my lucky dice?
It's 4.
Ah, damn it.
Because so far these 2 dice have been doing all the work for me.
I'm not gonna be biased. This is a one shot. You guys take 8 piercing damage. For those of you who got less than a 14,
Yep.
Oh, I just.
I need everyone to make a tiny little con save as you pass through this poisonous
Tiny
water.
little con save would be a 14.
Guys, what in the hell are you doing? Not 20.
You're Tyler, though. What's happening?
It's like something I
Yeah.
do poorly in. It's something
That's-
I do amazing. I don't know what's going on. Today's
What'd you
just a
get?
weird day.
14.
Okay, roll a d6. Paul.
I got a 2.
5.
This is why I'm
Feel
doing.
as
This is
though-
why I'm doing okay.
Wait,
today.
Constitution save?
Yeah.
I got 7.
Your stomach begins to churn again as though maybe
I'm poisoned.
upon reflection, you've had some dainty meals before these encounters, so your gut is not hardened, and you feel sick to your stomach. You are poisoned in addition to your condition, which I believe gives you a -5. That's a homebrew mechanic or an optional mechanic, but we're going with it.
Okay.
Double negatives.
What is this for?
The D6?
Oh, you're talking about double disadvantage. Yes, that is
Yeah.
a 5 on the D6.
Okay.
I was just confused as to why they were getting the negative. But yeah, you're right. That is
Yeah.
an optional.
And I'm gonna spend my second wind.
Okay.
Go like, screw this glass.
That's a 10.
Okay.
You think you rolled a 0?
Yeah.
I saw you were looking bad. I'm like, nope, it's a 10.
Yeah.
In this instance, it's a 10.
Yeah, that's why I want like even numbers of both die, because I just hate rolling the 2 numbers when I just want the 1. Whatever. You enter another chamber at the end of the glass. This is not one you've been to before.
Hey.
Which is very strange, because you just entered a familiar corridor.
I mean, I'm not surprised. This entire thing
This
seems like it's,
chamber
like random almost.
Is decorated like 12 birthday parties are happening at once.
Are they all different themes?
There are seasonal decorations in addition to generic party decor. You see waterlogged streamers that are slowly being ripped and drifted away by entropy, as if this chamber has been here a long time. You look around, and again, you feel like something here belongs to you. But as the 3 of you enter this chamber, something begins to float out to greet you. You see what looks like a jellyfish at first. Then you see another and another. They're emerging almost as if they're trying to replicate a surprise party. And all of you hear in your voices, "Greetings. Welcome to our chamber. We will host you.
Step back. I'd say to you too.
You do not need to fear. We are friends."
Does he go to get close to me?
Yeah, one of them does. It looks
Um,
like there are 6 of them.
Are they jellyfish or are they jellyfish-like?
They look like jellyfish, but they have little eye stalks sticking out of the top.
Okay,
I
I'm
know
gonna
what this
tell
is.
you guys to get 15 feet back, and then I'm gonna wait till it gets within 5 feet. And if
Okay.
it looks like it's gonna try to grab me with its tentacles, because I know what jellyfish
Yeah.
do, I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. So you're waiting for it to proc an attack action?
Yes.
Okay. One of them floats towards you, but it never gets quite within 5 feet. It stays maybe 7 to 10 feet away. It
Can
says,
I attempt to recall any potential information I may know about these things if they are Fey Fiend or undead? It's a blood hunter thing.
yeah. Use whatever ability that is.
It's called Hunter's Bane. I have advantage on survival checks to track and intelligence checks to recall information about Fey Fiends and undeads.
Okay.
That'd be an intelligence check. Intelligence.
The fuck type of
is just a
plane did I
straight-
land on this time?
That'd be a 14.
14? It is not one of those.
Okay. Good to know.
They just begin to kind of float around. Some of them look as though they're tending to this chamber. They say, "We are the Sister Flump, and we are here to aid those who journey. We are held captive as well. We will follow you and fight the one within."
Sounds like we have some
Inside check.
friends.
Roll insight.
Inside.
See no reason not to trust the.
11.
It's a little ambiguous, but they seem very, Sisters Flump.
I don't see any reason to distrust the sisters Flump. Do you?
You do not need to fear us, for we are small and you are large.
Are they like actual jellyfish size? Like they're tiny?
Yeah, about the exact size of a jellyfish, maybe a bit larger.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of like a
okay.
man of war size.
Yeah.
But, like,
Well, Man of Wars are big, but
Oh, yeah, that's right.
those are massive things.
I
would
don't-
say
A little
maybe
smaller than a halfling.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe like about
It's not bad.
that much.
I don't get any bad vibes from them, but Just some of the things that they're saying are throwing up red flags. Like, you don't need to fear us, you're big, we're small. Sounds like they're trying to set us up for a trap.
It also sounds like
How
they're saying,
can we
don't worry.
convince you otherwise?
Okay, good point. You know, you guys look trustworthy enough. I guess I can trust you. It's
We
fine.
do have that effect.
We've been in a giant maze for a very long time, and it really doesn't like me. So I'm very cautious. Sorry.
Of course.
Okay.
What's the next routes look like, Lou? Is there a way out?
You do see 2 more corridors, one straight up and one straight down. You entered from the side.
I'll let you lead the way.
There is something here one of you seeks. We will help you look.
There is.
Yeah, I think we better all.
Everyone roll investigation.
All right.
As the sisters
Aha.
flump will help you.
Oh, shit. 21? God damn.
Jeez. They also did super well.
Oh, yeah, sisters flump.
14.
All right.
Finally,
Yeah.
actually.
Over 10.
With this, what'd you get?
10.
All right. You're not so much. You're like, I just need to like float
Oh,
down.
Technically, that was a disadvantage too.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the investigation
8.
check.
Yeah. Did you roll with a disadvantage?
Because we have
No, I
exhaustion.
didn't.
And a -5.
And negative
You're
5 on
still
top of that.
For you.
So 9.
Mm.
And then
Well,
Oh, yeah, that's like
horrible.
I'll be one good roll.
I'm sorry, Paul, but
Becomes like a 2.
all our one shots, you get 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, jeez.
One of them reaches for something, and you notice, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what it is. It's a little red Easter egg with a I'll say that Tyler Shade, this goes to your character. What does it remind you of?
We remind her of very young childhood before everything happened. Kind of, maybe it was that day that everything kind of went down for her when she was
If you could describe that, just for the viewer's sake.
doing like a celebration when she was young. She was a part of the celebration and then was suddenly grabbed and taken to a place where she didn't know where she was, who she was with, and it's where she became a shadow sorcerer.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you have that memory. And one of them floats toward you with three tentacles kind of wrapped around this egg, and it slowly thrusts it toward you.
This belongs to you, I can tell.
It reminds me at least.
This chamber is safe. It is untouched as we all belong to the one in the center. If you desire rest, you may have it. If you plan to move forward, we will join you.
I think rest might be a good idea right now.
think they need it.
We shall wait.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I need you two. Are you also resting?
I mean, I'm gonna stay there, but I'm not gonna like
You're not going to actively rest.
actively do a short rest.
Okay.
You're kind of keeping
Yeah,
guard.
you
more,
kind
I
of
guess.
wait around. I need both of you to make intelligence, investigation checks.
Okay.
This will
Investigation.
be while you're resting, so disadvantage for you two. At the end, it'll be you guys roll normal.
Okay.
You get your negative 5 as well. Still
Oh
right.
yeah, that's right.
No, the poison will wear
poison's
off.
gone?
Yeah,
So,
Oh.
good. Thank God.
yeah, it only lasts for a little while, and that was for the investigation.
9.
Okay.
Worse.
Oh boy.
5.
All right. You awake, and you feel very refreshed. Or this was a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll allow a drop of 1 of the exhaustion layers. You kind of feel around, and that egg that you had, did you misplace it? You just had it in your hand as you began this rest. It feels strange. And you, with that dagger that you collected, it's also gone. You feel very much as though you set it down somewhere and you can't recall where it went. If you guys would like to make perception checks to see them.
I will, but let me roll some hit point stuff for my damage for some.
Since we did a short rest, can I roll a hit die?
Yeah, of course.
Which is what I'm
It's
doing.
a D10, right?
For a fighter, yeah.
You can use up to 5 of them.
Yeah,
You have
this
5.
isn't Tim's game, so you can pretty much roll as many as you want till the next long rest.
19,
Or, yeah.
plus 4.
Oh, Tim only let 1 be rolled per short rest.
Yeah,
That's an
it-
interesting way to run that.
Yeah, it was a lot of interesting mechanics. It made survival a lot harder, but only to
Just-
those who took damage.
Which is also fair to
Yeah, of course.
the concept.
And I get my second wind back because we took a rest.
Awesome.
30.
Alright, and then percentage die? Is what you needed us to roll?
No, perception to find what you misplaced.
Six.
Okay.
Are we doing the roll where the actual roll where we default to our passive if we get under?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
So 9
Oh.
for you.
9.
Okay.
Not much more, unfortunately.
Yeah, going back to perception. 12.
They're gone. The memories that the item gave you remain. The item's gone.
Same with my boots.
That would be with your dagger. You still have the sock. All right.
Well,
You see the 2 chambers going up and down.
We are ready when you are.
I'm not surprised it's gone. I don't know.
Once gone.
The thing we just found?
Many things go missing in this place.
Yeah.
The Lord at the center, he claims them,
Well, he can have it because.
and we shall
Certainly.
have him.
One of them raises up 2 tentacles and kind of curls them around.
Maybe sleep isn't the best idea if we can avoid it.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, I feel like no matter what, this place is kind of out to get us.
And you say that now, but wait till you're exhausted.
I think, yeah, we'll lead the way. I have a hard time
I'll
saying
head the down.
cheese.
I'll take the downward path.
Okay. Roll wisdom save.
21.
Oh my goodness. All right, roll a d6.
This is why we have you in the front.
I have proficiency in wisdom saves, so I mean,
I
makes
have
sense.
one,
3.
Not me.
Okay.
I mean, it's
As you
con
continue
charisma,
down,
I believe.
you go and sink below. The water is there, and a lot of these little trinkets and toys kind of fade in and out beneath the natural stone. You see some kind of pearly substance, and as you move forward and forward through the water, as if this chamber has not been traveled in a long time, your very presence offsets the water, and you hear down the corridor,
Well, that didn't sound promising.
No,
Did Sister Flump come with us too?
yeah,
The Sisters Flump.
they're following you.
The Flump.
Fluffing
Keep
along.
going.
You find a dead end, as though a bunch of caves, trinkets, and other baubles have collapsed by your presence.
Well, we can either go back or start digging.
Perhaps upward is our best option.
Is that what?
It is where we have not been.
Oh, going back and then up.
Yes.
Okay.
I do not know.
Well,
Let's do that.
are there any familiar objects around?
Nope. This is in a corridor.
Who knows how far back we'll have to go to pull this stuff back. Just go back and upward.
Okay.
You guys circle back. I need you to make that save one more time. Hopefully.
17.
All right. Roll a d6.
6.
Okay. It's like an annoying repetition of a dream. You find broken glass yet again. You
Not
float
this fucking place again.
straight up through this corridor, and you can see the next chamber ahead of you. And I need each of you to make a dex save.
Oh no, the sister flop. 19.
Dirty 20.
Natural 1.
At least you had your nap. You take 6 piercing damage,
Okay.
and following behind you, you hear. Turn around. You see dead jellyfish
All of them?
no.
impaled on the glass.
All of them failed?
Pitifully, yeah.
Be like,
They all just
"Jellyfish,
die."
No.
One weakly reaches up to you as its like glass is sliding into its head, almost as if it's like floating toward it retardedly.
We will never forget you.
Caresses your face and goes limp
Zap.
in the water.
One quick question. Do I take damage from that?
Yeah, from the caress?
Yeah.
No. Feels very gentle and loving.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, the murlocs, yeah. Those are flumps. Look them up. They're adorable and I love them. And they're all dead now. You enter the final chamber of memories. This room, as I wrote it, it looks like a hurricane hit 5 different IKEA displays. Wood splinters, broken clay, clothing, and twisted metal bars jut from the walls. Everyone, roll investigation one last time.
Really? Are you kidding me?
all right.
10.
Okay.
Really banking on you this time, Paul.
Well, can I use passive investigation?
No.
There is no
Not-
passive.
not doesn't.
8.
Not one.
This place feels kind of like almost a jungle gym with how far some of these bars reach out into the water. You see some bubbles kind of drift up and float and vanish into the darkness behind the splinters of wood. After a long search, you guys feel like it was almost impossible to find this item. You're looking around, Each of you takes level of exhaustion. Until, Shade, you see what looks like a nightcap, similar to the one Geppetto wears in Pinocchio,
Oh,
with
right.
the little angle off the top, and it's just kind of drifting in the water just behind some of these bars. You reach in and you pull it out. Who would like a memory? There are 4 chambers and 3 players.
I'll take one.
Okay. What does this nightcap remind you of?
Nightcap. Alright. I would say maybe long nights flipping through books and developing my own personal potions with my family, which would be probably the 3 potions I have on my side.
Okay.
I would see like the last pieces being poured together,
Yeah.
and then a 4th one that I don't have.
Oh.
And I would say that the memory probably ends with me drinking it and then blacking out.
Blacked out, and that is your most recent memory as it comes flooding back to you. You put on this nightcap that looks ridiculous to your allies, but to you, this is something you purchased, sound of mind, in the world you live in. And
It's
it-
probably designed to work underwater because I'm a
Yeah,
Triton. So
it seems
it's-
kind of like extremely outdated and out of fashion to you two. You put it on, and this functions as a headband of intellect.
Holy crap.
Give me one.
My
quick-
intelligence is 19 now. Purposes of this game.
Oh my goodness.
Alright.
And as you guys are in this relatively small chamber, it's about out of the darkness between each of these warped pieces of wood, metal, plastic, clay are dark, inky tentacles. They reach forward and begin to churn the water around you, and they all flail like lightning. Everyone make a dex save.
Oh.
That's a 20.
All right.
I'll take it.
16.
Okay.
16 as well.
What did you get?
Not 20.
Yeah, natural 20.
The save is 17.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not kidding. This is pulled straight from what I'm using. You guys take
Cool.
10 bludgeoning damage and are restrained.
Oh god.
10.
They, yes. They pull you back, and you slam into the walls, taking another 2 bludgeoning damage as they recede into the darkness. And one of them grabs at one of the metal bars and pulls it and wrenches it from the wall, and that collapses into one final corridor. You see the walls of this corridor are a pearly, beautiful white. We're gonna go on break. What were you gonna ask? I'm sorry, cut you off a couple times.
I'll ask you during break.
Okay, you guys, this is where that good old
Question.
the little contest is.
Also,
Hmm?
I forgot to mention in the beginning, we not only are we sponsored by Grim Hollow, who is awesome, and we were going to be doing
I
the
mentioned
contest in a moment.
Yeah,
There is also good old Easy Roller Dice.
Easy Roller Dice. I think they're Jacobs. So
Technically, it's
It's
second
second?
arcade.
Yeah.
okay.
Code promo code 900XP and
Okay.
save 20%. I believe it's 20%
20%.
on your next purchase. The code only works once,
Which is pretty
so
hefty. That's like
But
almost
still,
taxes.
you know, if you want to go and buy a set of their most expensive dice, you're saving like $20.
Yeah,
by
hefty.
I
doing
think it's
I
that.
have to
24
check,
bucks.
yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
24
So
bucks.
hey, you know.
All right.
that, and now question time.
So here's how we're gonna do this question. I'm going to say it and then put it in chat. We're going to go on break for 10 minutes exactly. I'm going to hold us to that. So if anyone has to do something, do it very quick. And we'll come back after having voted at the very last minute with the winner. I'm going to then post my email in the in this chat, and whoever won, whoever we pick, I'll call you out. Please send me an email. Please, no one else send me an email. That'll just be annoying. And we'll all get along super cool, and he's going to win something huge. It's like a $120 tier.
Oh,
Give me a
geez.
quick second to read what it is exactly. I have to find the email, so bear with us. Yeah, actually, while I search for this, I'm going to say the question. This is your prompt. We've faced dragons, we've defeated liches, but nothing could have prepared us for blank. You guys want to start posting your answers now or start thinking about them? I'm going to do a quick job of finding exactly what this is. Okay, this includes a wall banner, which is a flag-style tapestry of the art from the game. Their art's amazing. I really wish that I could share with you guys the actual Kickstarter campaign. It's so professionally well done. But they have a really cool wall banner. They offer the GM screen that's very standard sized with a dark fantasy art on one side and relevant rules on the other. They also offer a special edition leather-bound hardback book. That shit's expensive. They're giving it away for free because they're awesome. And a PDF digital version of the book. Whenever it is done, this will go out at the same time when they send everything else out after the Kickstarter succeeds, which it absolutely will if we do a good job of advertising it. So I have a lot of faith in this product. But I'm going to put that right down there. Yeah, you do have to be 18 and older, or 16 and up, sorry. The rules are in a community post that we did. So go through those before you analyze your question. We'll pick the right one, see if you meet the criteria, and we'll circle back. Shipping goes everywhere, but have fun. Somehow I get them every time. We're back. I do a countdown and then
I
say
joked
something
just
stupid.
before.
Yeah, instead of saying one.
Yeah.
We have our winner. A very dedicated fan, believe it or not. Colton, if you want to rattle them all off.
Yeah, so we had 3 that.
We have one
fought
winner
for-
and 2 honorable mentions because more of us voted for them.
Yeah, we had 3 that fought for the title of winner for this week. The two honorable mentions. I'll start with those.
Yeah.
Come from a name I'm probably going to botch.
Calhoun.
Justin Boverhoff.
Oh, yeah.
With,
Probably Boverhoff.
We've faced dragons, we've defeated liches, but nothing could have prepared us for Logan's tentacle fetish.
Hey, man.
Pretty good.
Don't shame.
It's pretty good. Runner-up number 2 would be We Faced Dragons, We've Defeated Liches, but nothing could have prepared us for Broken Glass in the Hallways from Scott Calhoun. And our winner of this week's competition is We Faced Dragons, We've Defeated Liches, but nothing could have prepared us for a normal life by Micah, God of Puns.
Micah, God of Puns, you are our winner. And you have succeeded in beating all those other cool dudes and their really funny haha comments. I loved a lot of them. I thought the Walmart one was really great. But
I vote for the Walmart one.
please send me an email just using the email you want to contact Ghostfire Gaming with. My email is runesmithofficial@gmail.com. Again, that is runesmithofficial@gmail.com because I sound like a freaking commercial ad.
Hey, it's better than a very formal email. 'Cause
Yeah.
no one could ever read that.
Yeah, no, I had an email before that was a very formal email because I'm the least professional person you'll ever meet. Everyone ever read it as Avery Formal Mail. All right.
Also, only Micah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, only
email
Micah, and
Logan.
if everyone starts sending emails to Logan, then
I'll respond, thanks. The
You get-
FBI is going to your house.
You ruin the game for everyone if you do that. So
Yeah.
don't do that.
I'll
'Cause
plan-
we have 2 more weeks of this, right? Or 3 more weeks. So you have another
3
chance
more
to win.
weeks,
Those
yeah.
of you that haven't won
Jeez.
yet.
Yeah, we're doing this every Saturday.
For the month of August.
Yes, you are Trip Aces. No one uses Yahoo. Because it's not a Yahoo, it's more like a Waha now. Wahoo!
I think on my old Yahoo account that I never go on, there's like
Let's make sure you got it.
10,000 emails on it or something like that. Something
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
Just
mine
God,
too is crazy.
Just nope, it's gone. It's dead.
I love the response. Yay.
Yeah, I know.
No
just,
caps.
Yeah.
All right. This chamber opens, and you see it lead down a very twisting and wide corridor, almost beckoning you. And you remember the exact feeling that led you into this strange alien world. That call is now leading you down this hallway.
I'll go.
Fall
Everyone
behind.
going? All right. This chamber progressively gets easier and easier to traverse as it is lined mostly with soft, comfortable things, a few magic items packed very neatly into the wall.
Any interesting ones?
Your call forward is stronger than your greed. And you pass through, and you see, floating in the central chamber, is a large, hideous alien creature that's somewhat difficult to comprehend. It shares the body textures of a very, very old octopus with oily, wrinkled skin. It has a beak not placed between its tentacles, but on the front, almost showing it avian-like features. It has a network of tentacles that hang from its body and keep it afloat in this watery chamber, and a few crab-like legs that also hang below it. And all of you hear the voice that welcomed you here the day that you came. It says, "I trust you all enjoyed my chambers. I am the child of a dead god. I travel now, gathering things that should belong to me under any circumstances, and among my belongings. Now, I hunger." Roll initiative, as you are going to fight a Morkoth. Enjoy all that jazz, my dudes. right. What'd you get, Paul?
I got a 7. Sweet.
What's your character's name? John?
Yep.
Okay.
10.
Smoke. I got a 10.
Smoke.
13.
Your character's name again?
Darren.
Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah,
D-A-R-A.
like the the instant fortress. 13, you said?
Yes.
Okay, 13. And yeah, boy. He's gonna go first. Let's see what he does. Should have some lair actions too. Yeah, that thing's gonna go first. So, first thing it does is fill a 15-foot area around it with what looks like magical, inky darkness. You can't tell where this creature is residing in this area. And it's not exactly massive. It seems a little bit larger than you, maybe the total body mass of a hefty orc. It is going to lash out a couple of tentacles and see where it goes from there. Jeez, keeps let's do that. Let's not. There we go. All right. Does a 22 hit you?
No. Yes, of course it does.
Okay. Then you will take 15 bludgeoning damage,
All right.
and you are grappled. It is also going to lash out at your character. Smoke.
Shade.
Shade. I don't know why I said smoke. I wrote smoke. I wrote smoke because that was a character last night.
Ah.
I played Smoke on Water. Okay, so that is a 15 hit. You should have.
It does not.
That's right. You rested, but it lasts 8 hours. It's only
8
been
hours.
a handful.
Yep.
All
it's
right.
not concentration.
Yeah, tentacle lashes out. Wisely enough, you dodge it as this magical armor heightens your awareness and amplifies your maneuverability. And it is going to wait in this darkness for someone to do something. So, going down the line, sorry, that would be Darren.
All
You're
right.
up. You grappled.
So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
So grappling doesn't make it to where I can't do actions. I just can't move. Is it possible for me to grab one of my potions on the side and drink it in some way?
Yes. You are also restrained.
That might change it.
You can take actions. You just have disadvantage on certain rolls, so you can do that.
I
yes.
can do that? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to grab for one that. So I have like 3 different colored ones. I'll grab one, and when I pull it up, it's like a purplish shade.
Awesome.
And on the side of it, grafted into the bottle is like the emblem of a boot.
Okay.
And I'll pop it open and drink it.
Cool.
I gain a penalty of 3 to my initiative. So my initiative drops to 11. However, I gain immunity to grappled and restrained conditions. So I
That's
just slide out.
Awesome. All right.
And that's a bonus action to drink one of my potions. However, I cannot drink another one until I take a short rest to get that out of my system.
Okay.
So it's like the
That was a
potions of
bonus
which
action. I believe you can attack this
I
tentacle.
can with my glaive.
Okay. John, as you see all this going on, you realize that you're looking around this room. It has a beautiful network of items. You see something that belongs to you. You see that little dagger you plucked off the wall and your actual weapon. You also see that little red egg tucked into the wall.
15 and 24.
The 24 hits.
All right.
Roll damage.
This will do. Ooh.
You can probably turn off the music. a
I'm
tiny
sorry. 16. I forgot. This is a +1.
bit. Doesn't quite hit.
Doesn't quite. That's fine. 11 damage.
Remember, that's also +1 to damage.
Yeah,
Stay
11 damage.
Okay.
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
trying not to mess with my character
Yeah.
sheet too much because I may be using this character in future.
All right.
So-
how would you want to describe the effects of your potion? It just makes you extremely slippery.
Yeah, so it makes me slippery, and I imagine it essentially like allows my body to become a little bit more dexterous, so a little bit more lithe. So
Yeah.
like I kind of start to slide, and then I kind of am able to like position myself
Okay,
in a way
I'll
to
say
slide out of his grasp.
On top of that, it also aids you with a slightly, ever so faint, incorporeal trait. So as you duck out, it would have grabbed onto your arm, and it phases straight through. You lash back at it with this glaive and stab into it. You see this purple, almost you see a mix of purple and pearl fluid seep out of this tentacle.
Perfect.
Shade.
Is he technically next to it?
He is next to one of the tentacles. You can't see it exactly.
Okay. Well,
It's-
I'm gonna. So what she's gonna do? She's gonna hold her hand like this, and kind of almost bits of her body turn to like this inky blackness and form
Okay.
into a shadow blade.
awesome.
And then she's gonna go up like next to him and slash at the same time.
Okay. It's reeling back, but I'll allow you to get that one attack off before it gets to go.
Yeah, it's really cool, like how specific these little abilities are.
Yeah,
Like-
that's really awesome.
15.
15 doesn't quite hit.
Okay.
Is that your one attack?
Yep.
All right. John, you are up.
Okay, so seeing my weapon, like a huge flood of memories comes back about like my family, and then I reach out my hand, and then a large trident appears in my hand,
Awesome.
and then I flip it around and I throw it straight at the thing.
All right, you throw it at this tentacle just as it's beginning to retract into this inky darkness.
Okay.
Make that attack roll.
Okay. That's 15 plus 6, so 21.
That hits.
Okay. And wait, how far away is it?
It
Or
is.
would it have been?
This chamber isn't incredibly large, so I'll say it's about 15 feet away.
Okay, perfect. Then I'm gonna do that. That's a d6 of damage. So 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 damage from the first one, and as my second attack, I was wondering if I cast a cantrip, Frostbite.
Okay. That's right, because you're one of those.
And
All
I
right.
have Warcaster feat.
What's it got to be?
13 con.
Oh, you are very lucky at fa- Roll that damage, my dude. I'm sorry, how much weapon damage did you do?
It was 5 plus 3, 8 damage of just stabbing.
All right. And then for this frostbite?
Frostbite, 2d6, and it's frost damage.
Yeah.
So 11, and he has disadvantage on his next weapon attack.
I love that cantrip. It's a really good one. And natural weapons constitute as weapons. Top of the round, this inky darkness fades, and instead of making a weapon attack, it's going to do something a little bit different. Yeah, I didn't like that you could do... Holy fuck. He's a buff boy. A lightning bolt is going to arc out of the water. I really need you to succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Would I have disadvantage? No, I wouldn't, because I don't have 3. I do not. It's a 7.
All right. I am going to say, because this is magical water, that lightning doesn't exactly function here. It wills the way that the world around it works on its own island. So lucky. That turns out pretty well for you. But not so much because you failed to save. So.
How much damage do I
No.
take?
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
I'd rather you take the damage of me right now, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's goodness me.
Did you guys know that Google has a die roller?
Oh.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's super effective actually. So I'm going to use
You know
that
the
thing.
scary thing? He's having to use a die roller.
I know. That means there's a lot of dice he has to roll.
Yeah, a lot. You take 33 lightning damage.
Ah! Oh my god.
I'm alive.
All
but
right.
really, really massive damage.
Uh,
if you're gonna do those rules.
I'm not well aware enough of them
'Kay.
to be able to do it
'Kay.
that quickly. So we're
I
gonna
I
move
have
past
1
it.
point of health left.
1 hit
You
point.
feel like shit. You just, as if you stuck a bunch of forks into a bunch of different outlets all at once.
I tried
Your
it.
body and your veins are on fire.
Okay.
Going down the round, Darren.
All right. I mean, I just saw that, and I'm like, well then. How far away is not the tentacle, but the actual thing?
The creature you can't see. Oh, it dispelled it. That's correct. It is about 10 feet away from you.
Perfect. I have a reach of 10 feet.
Oh boy.
And I will attack I will attack it twice.
Okay.
And then I just saw it shoot a lightning bolt. So normally I would activate my my Crimson Right damage, but my Crimson Right damage is lightning, and I don't trust that. So
Okay.
I don't trust it to do nothing, and it costs me health to do it. So I'm just going to attack twice, and I'll use my bonus action to activate Polearm Master. And what Polearm Master does is when I'm attacking with a glaive, halberd, quarterstaff, or spear, I use my bonus action to make another melee attack with the opposite side of the blade.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I'm like swinging twice,
Yeah.
and I'm like swinging the back end.
Just like a quarterstaff, like
Yeah,
a monk. Yeah,
exactly.
Awesome.
The damage for that is a D4.
All right.
So I'll make the baby blue my backhand.
Okay.
Baby blue definitely misses. The other two are 17s.
All right. These would land, but you see as it quickly shouts an incantation and throws up a tentacle, and a shield, magically formed,
Shield.
blocks your attack. Shade. Seems as though this thing is very adept at what it's
I'll
doing.
back up 5 feet.
Seeing that, I'm like, I know that fucking spell too, asshole. And instead, I am going to. Can I? Yeah, I'll do that. As I use some of my hold on, let me just check something. Have that right? I do. Okay. Using some of my innate magical knowledge, I'm using a meta magic quicken spell.
Awesome.
To
I love that. Okay.
to cast True Strike on myself.
Why would you take that?
Because he can cast it as a bonus action, and now he gets advantage on his attack. That's actually kind of cool.
Sorcery points, man. All right.
It's like the
Yeah.
only
There's not
use
much.
case for that stupid spell.
That,
Yeah.
and then he can also do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he doesn't have meta match.
Actually,
so he can
hold
do
on,
it in
I'm
the
No,
gonna-
next turn.
you can cast a spell as like a bonus action, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
you can cast the
Yeah.
spell as a bonus action. I'm actually,
He can do that as an Eldritch Fighter.
yeah.
It's like,
You can cast an action spell as a bonus action as an Eldritch. I thought you could only cast bonus action based spells.
I think you can attack as a bonus action after casting a spell. or
Actually,
something.
I'm
that's
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to
accurate.
change what I'm doing because I
Okay.
just checked
Okay,
something.
there's two.
Did you realize how bad it
conditions.
is?
No,
There's two conditions
Yeah.
where
I-
True Strike isn't bad.
I realized
I think it
True
was.
Strike was a concentration.
Yeah.
So. And the
True
sword.
Strike is concentration.
Yes,
True
it
Strike
is. I hate
concentration
it.
and shows the shadow blades. I'm like, well,
Oh my.
But instead, I'm using 2 meta magic to
Okay.
cast darkness on him,
Okay.
and I can see through the darkness.
All right.
I'm wondering if that will change anything for him, but I do not know. And then I'm gonna swim up to him.
Jesus Christ.
And
Like Logan didn't look at these stats before you.
No, I did. Blind sight 30 feet, dark vision 120, passive perception 20.
nice. So
This is very much his domain.
yeah, well, I do it anyway because
'Kay.
I
Yeah.
don't know any better, and
He's floating around, so.
do another swipe at him.
Okay.
No, I know you did. It just like
Yeah.
it's always like that when DMs are like, oh yeah, how does that? Oh shit.
Yeah. There's a lot for a lot of these big beastie boys.
The dice do not like me right now.
I'm sure they don't.
The dice have hated
What'd
me
you get?
this entire game.
I got a 9 or something like that.
Well, that is that no.
No, it was an 11. Sorry.
No. John.
Okay,
Come on, John.
far am I away
Can I-
from the floor?
Can I offer a piece of advice for Mr. John? You get your second wind back on a short rest.
I
Yeah,
used
he-
it before we got into the fight. It's why I'm still alive. But it's
Oh,
gone.
okay. This chamber is about 30 feet large. You're 15 feet away from the creature, so I say you're probably 10, 15 feet away from the
Just
ground.
suicide. Just run in and act in like action surge and just
Yeah.
do many hits if you can.
I have nothing to
Before you
live
go
for!
down. Before you go down. Just okay. I hope it kills him because if it doesn't,
Bye. Yeah.
I'm gonna bonus action. Summon my trident.
Okay. Just keep yeeting it at him.
I'm gonna swim up to him because
Okay.
15 feet away, right?
Yeah.
So that's my whole movement speed.
Oh yeah, you guys, you don't have his. No, you're a Triton. You have
He's
slow
exhausted.
Yeah, I'm on level 2, so it's half
speed.
my
Oh
speed.
goodness.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna attack him twice with my trident,
All right.
and then I'm gonna action surge. But I'm gonna do that first.
All right. Make those attack rolls and make them good.
Okay, it's a natural 19 plus
That's gonna hit, man.
16. The 16 hits.
16 doesn't hit. Its AC is 17. You guys have been so close.
Okay, so I got
well,
one
let
at
me-
least.
I don't like saying this because I'm like fucking us over.
Yeah, I
Shield
think-
lasts until its next turn.
Yeah.
Shield is stupid OP.
Yeah. If it's the same spell,
If it's
And
the spell
technic-
shield, it
and
lasts until his next turn. So
since
his AC is
since also
effectively
you're saying
22.
that technically there's darkness there too, like
Oh.
Cast of Darkness.
I have
but-
blind sight because of my crab.
He has blind sight.
Blind
so
sight.
he
That
doesn't matter.
works.
That
That
doesn't
works.
matter for him.
Yeah. Doesn't matter for me. Doesn't matter for you. Matters for you.
Yeah, I have dark
Since you
vision.
guys are all aware that
The
you're
natural
killing
darkness,
yourselves, I'll give everyone an inspiration to maybe turn the tides. But this is a one shot, so
Yeah. We might
I'm
be
still being a
fine.
tiny bit
Still don't
biased.
want this character to die.
Because the funny thing about challenge rating is it's never accurate.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
I have to be curious. What is this guy's CR?
11
Effectively 11. Okay.
first attack
This
is
should-
6 damage.
should.
And
Yeah.
then with my action surge, I'm gonna attack it twice, but the first one is with my trident, and the second one is just frostbite.
Okay.
Alright.
So frostbite needs to make the save.
And
Yeah.
then the first one is just another attack.
Okay.
It doesn't hit.
What is this? Why is this in the boss combat?
I don't know.
no, this is.
So it doesn't hit.
No.
Okay.
Does the frostbite work?
It manages to not only succeed it, but if the Morkoth makes a successful saving throw against a spell, or a spell attack misses it, the Morkoth can choose another creature, including the spellcaster
Oh,
it can
no.
see within 120 feet. The spell targets the chosen creature instead of the Morkoth, and it gets to, it's forced to re-roll. It's going to direct it at you, my friend.
Okay. Cool.
So, Paul, re-roll that attack.
Uh,
No, make a saving throw.
You have to
Is
beat
there a save-
13
beat
for
13?
Constitution.
Cool. Cool. This is fun. Thank God I'm pretty decent at con. Fuck no. My dice hate me. 10, so I fail.
Roll the damage.
Okay, you take
It's its turn.
8 damage, and you have disadvantage on your next attack.
Okay. Cool.
No.
And I have to do concentration.
Mm.
Con save of what is it? So it's 8 damage. What's calculation for that again?
Just 10. I think if the damage is
Yeah.
higher than 10, then it gets worse.
Yeah.
So beat a 10. And while you're at it, on its turn,
beat a 10.
Paul, your character hears.
I'm not quite done yet.
Okay.
Sorry, as my bonus action, I'm gonna click my Boots of Speed,
Oh yeah, because you
Mhm.
were
and then it gives
Think-
that disadvantage to hit me as
Okay.
I run away as fast as I can, which is now 30 feet.
It used its
Double.
reaction.
It
Oh.
uses its
It doesn't
reaction.
get
To
to see
hit
you.
as like an opportunity attack.
Right,
Yeah.
So
Use
it,
it
it
so
can't
it
attack
can't.
you because it redirected your spell.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
what it's doing as you're running away.
Okay.
All right, but please do make a wisdom saving throw as you hear hideous, a cacophony of laughter, or a cacophony. Cacophony.
Oh,
Okay.
cacophony.
It's a weird word.
Well,
It's a natural one.
Oh my goodness, dude.
You
How
are,
many natural runs?
you are charmed for 1 minute.
Oh,
Well
no.
charmed in this way, the target tries to get as close to the Morkoth as possible, using its actions to dash until it is within 5 feet of the Morkoth. That's all it's going to do. But it's not your turn. It's also going to lash at you. It's having fun, so it doesn't want to kill anyone just yet. I'm going to lash a tentacle at you, my dude. Ooh, 9.
That misses.
Well, and there's no one close enough to bite, so that didn't
Well,
do
what do
so
you
well.
mean?
It's like, oh, oops.
well, I think I might be close. I'm within 5 feet.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because his tentacles would have reached further. So it's gonna try and do that bite. Wow, its bite's terrible. The attack wasn't though. That's a 22.
No,
Take
that's just
9
enough.
slashing damage.
That's just enough.
Oh, that's right.
Because I have shield. I could,
Oof.
if it was a 21, but if it was 20 or lower, I could.
It's only 9.
Yeah, 9's fine. 9's fine. It only just leaves me at 3 hit points.
Micah, if you're still here, I haven't gotten your email just yet. I don't think I misspelled anything, but I will be waiting patiently. Try and find another way to contact me. if
Well,
that doesn't
I know
work.
he said that he was
Yeah,
trying
was
on
gonna do it
the end
afterwards.
of-
Okay.
at the end of the stream, so
That's its turn. You take the damage.
Cool.
You still up?
I'm still up.
All right.
I'm at 3.
Darren.
Is there anything not consumed in the darkness, like a tentacle or?
No. It's completely contained because you made it
Is that
as the average.
Is that darkness? Is that concentration?
Don't
Um,
think so. Hold on, let me try.
yes, it is.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Really cool if you fail the saving throw right now.
I think you
Sure.
can
I'll have
choose
to-
to fail.
I'll choose to fail that one.
'Kay.
Drop it.
It drops. You can see it.
Perfect. I'm gonna do what I've been doing. All I can really do is try to attack it.
Okay.
Attack it 3 times. Same thing as last time. Baby blue is the other end.
Okay.
So that, yeah. 23, 22, and 17.
All of them hit.
Oh yeah.
Do that damage, my guy.
Roll 1s and 2s. Cool. 11.
Yeah, Paul, your dice have a very common curse where they only roll nat 20s or nat 1s.
15. 27 damage.
My goodness. It roars and shrieks as you just smack around with the
Fucking
gleam.
die!
Yeah. Stop it. Go away.
And then that's within 10 feet of it, and I'll do the same thing. I'll go back 5 feet. So, because my glaive has a 10-foot reach.
Hey,
So,
were you within 5 feet of it?
no.
Okay.
10-foot reach. And then I'll go back.
Sade.
So, I should tell you, the reason why I'm doing this is because if I'm 15 feet away from it, if it moves towards me, I have polearm mastery.
Oh, okay.
So, when it moves towards
yeah.
me, it
Awesome.
also
Awesome.
initiates an attack of opportunity.
Well, it wouldn't do that
Yeah,
because it's a bit smart.
But there's a chance
Very
it could.
high intelligence.
So,
What you doing, Sade?
Okay. All right. See ya. Misty step 30 feet back.
Awesome.
you're like, bye!
Yeah.
All right.
And then, because that's technically a bonus action, I whip back around and Ray Frost it.
Okay.
So it's a attack roll technically.
Oh,
It's
okay.
spell attack.
Just,
Natural 20.
oh!
That hits, and I allow crits.
Cool. So that's 4d8. Well, why am I getting? Why am I getting d6s? It's d8s.
Yeah, I did the opposite because for the thing it did to you, it had to roll 8d6.
Uh huh.
I started rolling d8s, and I'm like, wait, that's not right.
That is 19 damage.
All right.
Hey,
It's
we did some damage to
looking
it.
Actually,
Yeah.
hit
A
it.
lot less happy than it was
It was like playing
just a
around with
second
us,
ago.
And now it's like, I'm gonna kill you.
And
John?
hold
Okay,
on.
I'm gonna do one of two things.
No, you're not.
Its speed is reduced by 10.
You're
Just so you know.
charmed by it.
You
You-
yeah.
No, I mean,
Mhm.
so I'm 30 feet away from it.
Yes.
It'll be 30 feet till I get right next to it.
Mhm.
Can I do anything? Because it doesn't take my
Um,
action to dash.
Doesn't take your action.
You
to
use you use all your actions to dash if they're available until you're close to it.
Right, I'm only 30 feet away from it, and I have my
Yeah.
boots of speed still activated.
Oh, so
Um,
you could get there in one movement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to say
So I'm up
it
there.
does. It doesn't specify that you can't attack if you can't use your action to dash toward it. So, gonna be a little nice here because it's about to not be.
Okay, it's not. I'm not gonna attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna. This was weird. Can I make a wall of water on the floor?
Actually, hold on one second.
Do you
A
still
wall of
say-
water?
Oh, right. 'Cause
Yeah.
we
You
both-
can't. Yeah, a charmed creature can't attack the charmer. So yeah. But what are you doing?
So I was gonna make the wall of water
Mhm.
in between us. So we're still 5 feet away. Just directly in between us is a wall of water. Because
That is an area of effect save spell, you're not deliberately attacking your friend. So, yes. Could you please describe to me the spell?
I create a wall of water on a ground point I can see within range, which is literally directly in front of
Yeah.
me. 30 feet long, 1 foot thick, and I can make it a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter. I'm just going to surround myself while on the ground.
Okay.
20 feet ring. And,
You're literally just trying to cage yourself away from it.
any ranged weapon attack that enters the wall space has disadvantage on the attack roll, and fire damage is halved. Spells that deal cold damage that pass through the wall cause the area of the wall they pass through to freeze solid, and
It's like my
then
ray
the
of
frozen
frost.
parts have like
So, when the wall forms, what exactly happens? I'm sorry, to it specifically. Because you just described it. Oh, I got it.
It'd be
Cool.
any creature that's in the space. If it says anything of that.
it does not.
It basically just creates difficult terrain.
Okay.
So to move into
Yeah,
his space,
it pushes
is harder.
it back.
Okay, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I thought that'd do more, but I did it. So all right.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
To negate that
Oh,
charm.
you know what?
Oh, I think
Oh,
you may have.
Hey, if not, I might be able to help you. Let me see.
17.
Meets it, beats it. You are no longer charmed by this creature,
Okay.
but it's
Never mind.
its
I
turn.
can't affect the charm condition.
It's going to look at you. I am done playing with my food, but I'm feeling generous. Leave now or die. And it is going to wait for your turn.
Okay. Where do I go if I leave? Just back into
Chamber opens. A tunnel
Like behind it.
behind you.
Oh, so back into the
Mm-hmm.
maze.
You have a moment. What do you do?
Can't well go back into the maze. Sounds boring. Gonna be stuck there forever. Is that the same place I entered? That we entered from?
It's a new one. Seems to go into darkness. Gotta make it quick. 6 seconds.
How far away from me is it?
10 feet.
You guys coming this way?
I don't have enough time to respond, really. I'll try.
Say yes or no. All right, I'm gonna
Okay,
go for
you're
it.
done. You waited too long. You hesitated. You shouted to your friends. And just as you turn toward this portal, your hair stands up. If I would say on your head, as your skin clenches and tightens, all of you feel incredible electric energy fill the entire chamber. Is casting chain lightning.
Boy.
Everyone, please make a dexterity saving throw and die.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't think this is going to help very much since I'm assuming
I'm
half damage.
going to use my blood maledict to gain a bonus to the save.
Okay.
What is the inspiration at? D.
Another d20. You just roll them both.
Oh.
We're doing classic. This is a one-off.
Sweet.
Alright.
I don't know if this will help though. I'll use it since it's
I mean,
no.
I'm probably
I'm gonna
still
die
gonna
anyway because we're gonna have damage.
I'm at 1
23.
point.
What'd you get?
Oh, I got 19, but I'm at.
What'd you get?
18.
23.
Everyone takes 18 lightning damage.
Yep.
Is anyone still alive?
Yeah.
Are the two of you?
I
Of course
am
not.
unconscious.
All right. You see your
Oh,
friends' bodies.
I have something for that. Technically. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you can not go
I
unconscious,
can
right?
just see if I can not go unconscious. So I have to roll. Where is it? There we go. 5 plus the damage taken on a charisma saving throw.
What?
Strength of the grave.
He
the
can.
shadow
He
sword.
can
Oh,
resist
yeah.
death.
I can resist
Okay.
death. So
I do like that. I
have
don't
to
like
get,
it in my other games, but
I have to get a 23.
What's your charisma save
Darn it.
bonus?
you do have.
I have a +6.
Did you use your inspiration?
I use the inspiration.
All right. Roll, man.
So I have to get 17, I think. 17 or above.
All right.
14. Nope. I'm down.
You begin to float, and you see your friends drift into the air. Iron fills your nose. It is your turn.
See,
Oh,
Nope.
nope. It's its turn again. Because it waited. It held its action till the end of your turn that round. The round procs again.
all right, fair enough.
Which is a very weird mechanic. That's odd how it
if
functions.
you wait till the end of the round, technically nothing happens. That's how Jacob's always ruled it, but you can rule it
No,
how you'd like.
it held its action. So,
So,
Yeah.
instead of
Right,
attacking
right.
right
What
away.
I mean is, it doesn't matter.
uh,
I'll explain after the game.
Okay.
it's going to make a couple tentacle attacks at you. There's that d20. The highest is a 17,
The 17 will hit.
and the lowest is a, what's your AC?
14.
Doesn't hit. 13.
All right.
You take 15 bludgeoning damage,
And 1 health.
and it pulls you toward it.
I'm
And it,
immune to restrained and grappled.
all right. It tries to pull you, and its tentacle phases through. And it glares at you. Make a wisdom save. You feel the world around you begin to twist as this hypnotic pattern fills your eyes. You shut them and steel yourself, surviving for another round.
See, it's funny because you called them my friends. Problem is I actually don't know them at all.
I know.
And Wallet is
Should have taken the chance.
Wallet is really. Is that still open behind me?
No,
Next to-
I think close to it.
You turn around, looking for your final escape, and you see it begin to slowly start to crumble.
I'm bolting for that.
All right, what's your movement?
If I dash, I can go 60 feet because I have a swim speed.
Okay. You rapidly dash out of this chamber. And as if you're waking up from a nightmare, you see black, inky tentacles begin to seep out of every angle of this chamber as it's casting Everett's black tentacles just behind you. You're dashing and fleeing, and you hear screams and laughter, and you still smell blood and iron. And just as if you're a missile launched out of an island adrift in the infinite sea, you fly out. The tentacles behind you begin to fade away. You swim and you swim, disoriented, but upward, as you feel. Can you make a survival check?
Survival. I can take a shot at it. Where's my survival? It's not terrible. Unless I roll that. 12.
You continue into the darkness. You never find the surface. What you do find, after a day or two of traveling, will remain a mystery, as that's the end of the game. Aren't I just an asshole, you guys?
Wait. Just a second. I need to check something.
No, I'm pretty sure it ate us, so...
Yeah,
No
it's a
matter what,
hungry
Success,
boy.
success, fail.
No, it ate us, so it automatically got a...
I know, yeah.
You wake up, you wake up and you see a beak, and your head goes. Yeah, that thing is really, really mean, and I actually
were
read.
we even close to killing it?
No.
Yeah, it had 130. You got it down to 55.
Okay, so,
So,
we're halfway there.
Yeah, a decent
So
chunk
we
over
had a
halfway.
chance if they could
Yeah.
have.
If I had
It was all-
I was not...
any
I'd say-
dexterity whatsoever.
I would honestly say it was mostly the rolls that determined
Yeah.
that. I think you guys could have won. So I thought it was interesting. At least I thought the dungeon was cool. But
Yeah.
It was really cool.
the cool thing about one shots is it doesn't matter if you fucking die. So thanks for watching, all few of you who remain. 30 people. That's our boys. What's up, you guys?
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. I have to go to a grandma dinner. So
Oh, fun.
yeah. Thanks for watching. I actually totally should have gone to the break card instead of the intro card, but we have an end one. I'm going to pull that up right now. And tune in next week as we return to Tesseract.
That's the plan.
Except for you, Trip Aces, because you don't like my show. But I love you, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.